I think about it all the time. Um, I'll never take the vision of Trey and Kevin out of my mind. Each day I come out and I look over there, the setting is still the same and it never goes away.
Well, first of all, we learned that one of the boys had been killed, and in just a few seconds we found out that it was Trey, and that the other boy, is what they called it at the time, was not expected to live.
They said, well, he's been shot in the head, and so we assumed he would die.
I think the first thing we were told, he would not live, that he would not live through the night probably. And that was about all we were told until possibly the next day, when at some point we were told that there was a chance that he might live, but if so, would likely be in a vegetative state.
I saw him, he had a horrific injury to his brain. A gunshot wound had gone through the top of the head and an exit on the other side. So we took him immediately to the operating room. I talked to the parents and told them this was a serious case, and the possibility of brain damage was pretty good. So, Kevin couldn't move arms or legs.
It was very dreamlike, to say the least. It was hard to grasp the reality of what we were being told.
It just took out the motor functions of my brain, not the breathing, not the communication, just that very specific part of the brain that controls movement. I feel lucky that it didn't take away anything else. Very lucky.
Post-surgery, he was comatose, but gradually he became more aware of his surroundings.
And we stayed up there at the hospital for, a week or two, and then finally the doctors said, well, no, he is going to live. And the Knuts were very relieved about that. Other people thought, oh, what's he going to live for? What's going to be there?
It was like I was having trouble, like I had been drugged. And I would wake up for a second or two, and then go back into the coma, and then wake up for a little longer and wonder what's going on, and then go back. And then finally I woke up for good. I couldn't speak, and I couldn't move, and I couldn't move a muscle, and I couldn't communicate at all. And so no one knew if I was there or not, cognitively speaking. And it took a while for them to realize that I was. At first they were scared to tell me that Trey had died, and I saw all my friends and family coming, and I had a lot of friends from several schools, and they all came, but Trey never came. And I just wondered why Trey never came, and I was kind of hurt that he didn't. But they eventually told me what happened, and that Trey didn't survive.
His motor function, the ability to move his legs and arms, did not improve much. So after probably a couple of weeks in the hospital or more, I don't recall exactly, he was transferred to rehab.
Once he became aware what happened in his condition, then his main concern in his families was, we're going to get over this, we're going to fight it.
Jerry, I presume, his dad and Mom both, but Jerry did a lot of research on it and determined that there was this process that was occurring out of a hospital in Pennsylvania.
We were told that there was a way that the brain, the part of the brain that still was intact as far as its motor function, could be retrained to take over or to begin to do some of the things that the other area, that other part of the motor area of the brain that was now gone couldn't do.
This is what I'm making Kevin probably today, his recovery. It's mostly based on the parents' ability to help him and to encourage him and to love him.
We'd do the legs for a while and the arms for a while, and then somebody did the head.
It was just all day long, every day.
Over those years, he got to smiling and joking, and we'd tell jokes and talk, and he was just one of the 4, 5, 6 people that were there, and talk, you know, and just, the routine kind of became, well, we're all talking about our lives, you're talking about your life, and what's going on, and so he kept up, I guess. He wasn't isolated like it's possible to have been, and so the patterning maybe was as good in that regard as the muscle reinvention wasn't. So it was worth it for that.
Ralph's just a great guy, and we had remember Tuesday mornings, we had a group of good friends, including Ralph, come in for years and years and he helped pattern, and which must have been hard on him, of course. Just remembering Trey and remembering what he went through.
When you have the capacity to do something that somebody thinks would work, especially for someone you love and it's a friend and that kind of thing, that it's just pretty natural that you want to do what you can.
Penny Brunner, and I've stayed in one spot Friday nights for I think 13 or 14 years.
I'm Dolly Wadlington. I started in the very beginning, and up until about a year ago I was patterning, and I think I made every day of the week and almost every session at one time or another.
Hi, I'm Dolly's husband, Pat, and I pattern on Fridays, and my job was to tell Kevin tall tales. Unbelievable.